Welcome to the Spacious Scaling Workshop. I'm very excited about today to be getting to know you all very deeply and showing you exactly how I've scaled to 100K cash months in my coaching business whilst having a mostly clear calendar every day of the week, which is super, super cool. So if you are wanting that or even somewhat close to that, you are definitely in the right place. I'm going to be sharing my screen because I want to show you all of the things that I have to share with you today to help you as much as possible. So hope you've got a beverage of choice and you are ready to take some notes because we are going deep, my friends. Make sure you engage in the comments so that I can support you, answer any questions, and all of the things. I'm going to be looking there the whole time. Alrighty, let's dive in. I'm just going to share my screen. Alrighty, let's go. So, there are two reasons that most coaches don't sustainably scale to 30K months. First, they are working hard on the wrong things in a business model that can't get them there. So that is problem number one. Let me know if that is you. And the second is that even when they do have the right approach, they don't take consistent action on it. They start, stop, or slow down when results aren't instant. Let me know if that's you. My goal today is to show you the right model so that with consistent action, your results are inevitable. This is the exact spacious business model that I use to scale from 30K months to over 100K months, all whilst keeping a clear calendar most days of the week. And it's the same model I've now taught to more than 300 coaches to start their business, even at zero, and scale it to 5K months, 10K months, and even 50K plus months. My intention today, just so you know, is for this to be one of the most powerful workshops you've ever watched. This is not going to be one of those fluffy free trainings where you invest an hour to an hour and a half of your life only to be like, I don't even know what I got out of that. Or where you're stuck in one big sales pitch for half the time. That is not what today is about. So let me guess. Your lead gen and sales currently feels like a roller coaster. You're currently stuck delivering one-to-one for every client. You've hit an income ceiling and need a more leveraged way to increase revenue without adding more hours. And your revenue feels unpredictable. Some months are great, others feel like you're starting from scratch. And you don't want to sacrifice your freedom as you scale, which really sucks if that is what you just related to, because you know that you get great results for the clients that you do have, but your income just isn't matching that. Others are hitting 30K months with ease while you're stuck in delivery mode, relying on referrals or constant posting without steady sales. And deep down, you know you're capable of so much more. Let me know if you're relating to this. So here's the truth. The coaching industry has changed. Skepticism is at an all-time high. Information is abundant. Competition is everywhere. Your potential clients are more sophisticated than ever before. They are doing their research. What worked in 2022 or before that just doesn't work the same in 2025. And it's costing you time, money, and energy to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. It no longer works to simply post average content, be blasé in your messaging, or dabble in your marketing strategy. I need to know within 10 seconds of looking at your profile or reading your I help statement exactly who you help. And if I don't know that within that time, you've already lost me. So if you want to reach 30K per month and create true freedom at the same time, you need a scalable business model that actually allows potential clients to find you, like you, and trust you really quickly. Otherwise, don't be surprised if potential clients give you objection after objection, leave you on red, and go to your competition, leaving you stuck in the same income ceiling that you've been in for way too long. So if right now you don't have the leads, the clients, or the revenue that you're after, that tells me that there are holes in your marketing strategy and missing pieces in your current business model. Let's change that. That is the point of today, to change that now. So here's why you should stick around. I know a lot of you are very new. I'm so happy you are in my world. I'm very grateful and I'm really excited to be supporting you today. So just a tiny bit of background about me. I built my coaching business to over $1 million organically in under 4 years of starting my business with zero prior marketing or business experience. I never went to university. I almost failed school several times and I had no coaching certification to begin with. I was just 22 years old when I started as a mindset coach, helping women to build confidence right as the global pandemic hit, which was arguably one of the worst times to start a business. Here is screenshot proof of me hitting over $1 million in under a 4-year period so that you can see that. And this is only the Stripe transactions. This is not including PayPal or bank transfers or anything like that. So I just really wanted to show you this so you truly know what is possible. Some of you are probably overqualified, have so many qualifications, way more experience than me. And so if I can do this under these circumstances, then you bloody hell can too when you have the right approach. So I really want you to know though, there's nothing special or magical about me. It wasn't always this easy and fun. Whilst that's an amazing result, that first year and a half in business was very uncomfortable. A lot of that money was made a little bit later on because I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning. And so it's really difficult to make money when you don't know what you're doing.
So it's the 26th of August, 2020, and I'm currently trying to start my coaching business. And it feels like I've been trying to start for a year because I have been. And I currently have 4 clients, but only one's properly paying us. And I just find it so hard. It's all I want to do. And I just feel like I can't do it. And I feel like it's so hard. And I don't know what I'm doing. That's the story I keep playing in my head, that I just don't know what I'm doing. The only thing I do know is that I really want to help people with sales and marketing and business and doing it on my own and figuring it out. It's so hard. I just keep trying and I just feel like no results come. Very deep down, I know it will one day, but I just don't know when or how. And I'm just afraid it will be, 10 years down the track instead of 3 months down the track.
I just wanted to share that to be really vulnerable because it's so easy when you see everyone's highlight reels on Instagram that everyone's just doing amazing, making 100K months, 200K months, and you're just like not able to comprehend or understand how that's even possible. And when you're sometimes experiencing maybe some hard days or, some challenging times, or your business is just taking so much longer to grow than you'd like, that it can really feel like there's something wrong with you and that you're missing something. And you are probably missing something in terms of the strategy, but when you have that right process and you implement it, then it's just about you taking action to actually get that result. And so I really wanted to share that video because it's proof for you, I hope, that, it doesn't matter where you're at right now. It doesn't matter what your starting point is. It doesn't matter your circumstances. If you truly want to grow a business that is generating a minimum of $30,000 per month, that you can. That vulnerable video of me, I was so afraid that it would take me 10 years to make $10,000 a month. And here I am. And it's just maybe 4 years later since that, or however long. And I'm making $100,000 a month. Like that Sophia back then would have had no idea that was even a thing. It wasn't even a goal. That's just was too far away. And here I am. And the method that I teach to my clients and the method that I'm going to be teaching you today is the method that has gotten me here. So thank you for all of the kind words and the love in the chat. So what changed after that video, you might be wondering? Well, I got fed up of crying myself to sleep every week. And I got fed up of just being stuck and just in this silly loop over and over and over again, that I decided to do something about it. I was so scared, but I knew one business coach at the time. I gave that business coach a call and I signed up to the highest ticket program they had because I just needed help. And it was $9,000. That was super scary because I was like 22 years old. And I had not made $9,000 in my business or anywhere near that, but I needed that. And something then changed. And it's because I truly, truly committed to turning my business around, and I got the help that I needed to grow. Now, 5 years later, I've invested over $200,000 in different strategies from the world's most leading experts in the coaching industry. And I know all of the ways to now grow your business. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I know what feels good and aligned for me, and I know what doesn't. And I'm so grateful to have that, wide spectrum of education, because it allows me to support my clients in a variety of different ways to support them with what feels good for them. And I can save them so much time and teach them the faster and the simpler ways to grow, rather than the more complicated ways, right? So I've now invested a lot more money, but I've also made a lot more money. I see a direct correlation with how much I invest in myself to how much money I make. So whilst I've invested over $200,000, that might seem like a lot to you, but I've made over $2 million. And so it's worth every single dollar and more. And we just get faster and faster, and it gets easier and easier and simpler to continue to make more money. And that money means more impact, right? So this is a snapshot of my life today. I've got my beautiful partner. We've been together for 6 years, love of my life. I just held a surprise 30th for him on the weekend. And honestly, this is why I'm so bubbly, because that was the best day of our whole lives. And I realized in that moment that my business provides me so much financial freedom that I was able to pay for everyone's food and drinks the whole night. We were able to have the best night of our life. And that's my business, has allowed me to have that opportunity. I've got a clear calendar most days of the week, where the main events is my Pilates classes. This is my beautiful home. I'm sitting at this table right now. And here's screenshot proof of a 100K cash month that we recently did, which is super, super cool. So I would love to know in the chat right now, are you ready to create the same results? Do you want to be able to spend more quality time with your loved ones, live a beautiful, spacious lifestyle, and bring in more income and more impact than you ever dreamed possible? Count me in. Yes, 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 absolutely. Okay, well, you guys are all in the right place, because that is what we are unpacking today. I want to detach from the screen. Absolutely. And I just realized that at the deepest possible level on the weekend, when I was surrounded by every single human that I love, that this is what life is for. It's to be with these people. It's to spend quality time with the people that you love. And it's just ignited even more drive for me to help more coaches, because that feeling, I'm going to get emotional saying it, was such an unbeatable feeling. And I want everyone to experience just being able to be so present with the people that you love. Anyway, side tangent, but I had to share that. I want you to know I've just shared a whole bunch about my epic results, but it's not just about me. This process works with all of my clients that take action on the process. I can't stress that enough. You have to obviously show up and do the work, but if you do, look what gets to be possible. 5-figure days, 80K months, 8K months, $12,000 from their first ever event, 30K months, 5,000 pound weeks. These are all the results that get to be possible when you go all in and commit to mastery on a process that is aligned, spacious, and scalable. And the coolest part, and I'm only sharing this because I get so many questions about this, of like, but does this only work for coaches who talk about money? Does this only work for business coaches? Absolutely not. Like I told you before, I started as a mindset coach, right? Where I was not talking about money at all because I hadn't made any money. But I did know a thing or two about building confidence in yourself. And I made multiple 6 figures in that niche. And I only changed to a business coach because I had so many coaches asking me how I was growing my mindset coaching business. So here's some proof of some of my clients' results who have all different niches, so you know what's possible. We've got Tamika's a nutrition coach, super successful. Tamzine's a spiritual business coach. Chantel is an e-com automation coach. Liz is a relationship coach. Isabel is a mindset coach. Ness is a healing coach. Lacey is a nutritional coach. Sinead is a health and wellness coach. Tammy is a hypnotherapist and transformational coach, right? These are the different niches, and there's plenty others out there that work when you commit to the process I'm teaching you today. So Let me know in the chat. Give me your energy. And if you're watching the replay, do a little drum roll on the table. Are you ready to learn how to make $30,000 per month? I'm going to wait here until everyone says yes, because this is going to blow you away. All right. The chat is blowing up. Your enthusiasm is through the roof, and I'm a huge fan. All right. Seeing as you all said yes, we'll dive in. So let's actually break down quickly what 30K a month actually is. That is $360,000 a year, which is $7,500 per week, which is $1,071 per day, right? How does that feel for you right now? When you see those numbers on a scale of 1 to 10, how possible does that feel for you right now with your current business model? You might believe in yourself, you know, and things like that. But with the way things are currently structured, I'm just really curious, does it feel possible for you to bring in that amount of money? 4 out of 10. Thank you for sharing, Nick. Let me know in the chat, guys, where you're at on a scale of 1 to 10 with that. 6 or 7 with more consistency. I love that. That's super high. We've got a 2. Thank you so much for being so vulnerable. There's no right or wrong answer here, guys. Either way, I'm going to teach you a scalable process today. 5s, 3s. All right, we've got a bit of variety, a lot of 3s going on here. We want to get that up to a 10. We need a 10 out of 10 conviction, guys, and that's what today's about. So I want you to know, even if right now you said 1, 2, or 3, I need you to know that it's possible. I need you to trust yourself. I need you to believe in yourself and use the evidence that I've shared, even just so far, from myself and my clients, all different niches and industries, starting points and circumstances, that if they are doing it, if I'm doing it, if many of my clients are doing it, and I'm sure you're following other coaches other than me that are doing it out there as well, then please know that with the right approach, you can as well. It's not like it's only reserved for some people and not others. You just have to have the right approach and take action on that approach, like I shared at the beginning of today. So I'm going to now share with you the framework that has made me over $2 million in the last 5 years alone, so that you have the exact simple, sustainable, and scalable approach that's actually going to get you to 30K months on repeat. All right, let's dive in. So introducing the scalable system. This is your roadmap to 30K months. So this is a process that I've created after investing so much time, money, effort, and energy into doing all the things. This is what I have found works, and this is what I teach. So this is the exact system that I use to get to 30K months without the constant grind of posting content, struggling to convert, or feeling trapped in an unsustainable business model. Instead, this scalable approach creates consistent, predictable income while giving you more freedom in both your business and in your life. This is also the exact system that, like I said at the beginning, made me over $1 million organically. Like, I hadn't even touched Facebook ads at that point. So even organically, I'd made $1 million in under 4 years of starting my business, and by age 26, without costing me my health, lifestyle, or relationships in the process, by the way. In fact, this system actually improved my health, lifestyle, and relationships because I finally had the time, money, and freedom to actually invest in those areas. And the truth is that scaling your business does not require working harder. It's actually about working smarter. Let me know in the chat right now, do you believe, or have you experienced that scaling is all about working more and working harder? Let me know. All right. In the meantime, as I see some messages come through, I'm going to now break down the scalable system at a much deeper level. So there's 3 pillars. Pillar number 1 out of 3 is called sustainable strategy. This is essential, right? So I want you to imagine for a second, you can close your eyes as I say this if you want. Imagine waking up each day knowing exactly what to focus on to grow your business. You're attracting high quality leads daily, nurturing them consistently, and converting them into dream clients, all without feeling overwhelmed or stuck. That is what sustainable strategy does. You can open your eyes now. So sustainable strategy is broken into 3 core components. All of this is essential, by the way. So we've got the daily lead attractor. This is your way of daily bringing in leads. If you're not bringing in leads every day, then you're eventually going to plateau and get stuck and stop growing. You want a strategy that actually is bringing in new people into your world all of the time. We then need a way to nurture those leads, because people can have 10,000 followers, 50,000 followers, and still not make any money because they don't have the weekly audience nurture in place. You actually need to know how to nurture your audience. For example, long form content like this is naturally nurturing my audience. It's warming up my audience because they are building that like, no trust factor with me. So many of you had no idea who I was 5 minutes ago, and now you're starting to get a vibe of who I am and what I do and what I'm about, because I'm connecting with you, I'm talking to you, I'm helping you. That is a nurture strategy, the weekly audience nurturer. Then we've got the third component of sustainable strategy, which is the monthly event engine. I'm doing that right now. I'm running an event. And this is a really powerful strategy and approach because it helps people. It makes a difference. I hope you're all receiving value right now. I hope that you're enjoying this and you're feeling connected and you're feeling inspired and you're starting to believe that, a different reality than you might be experiencing right now is actually possible for you. And the monthly event engine is what does that. Now, I'm just going to quickly talk about, a bit of an overview of truly what the sustainable strategy actually allows you to do. So we've got a burnout way of going about business, and we've got a more spacious way. And if you can't already tell, I'm about the spacious way. But unfortunately, many coaches are running their business in a more burnout way, which is why they're exhausted and not getting to those 30K months. So the burnout way is constantly creating new content just to stay visible. Let me know in the chat, type me if that's you. Are you constantly creating new content just to stay visible online? Instead, what we want to do is actually repurpose long form content across all different platforms and learn how to leverage our existing content to create more content. This is going to save us time and energy and give us that more spaciousness, right? The burnout way is also doing all of the marketing manually and exhausting yourself. All right. Seeing that you guys are relating to this. Instead, we want to leverage AI. We want to leverage templates and automation to stay consistent. And I don't mean that from some rigid techie way where you suddenly have to be some tech guru. I'm definitely not, but we do want to leverage simple things that's going to allow us to work way, way faster and smarter. So you've got more freedom to do what you love, which is probably not doing all the manual stuff. The burnout way is also relying solely on referrals and cold DMs to find clients. So if you are currently relying on referrals and word of mouth, that's amazing. It says a lot about you and your business, but it will only get you so far. And it also means that your business growth is entirely out of your control. It's up to the people who are going to refer others, which we don't want. Instead, the more spacious way is to run simple ads, for example, to attract leads in your sleep. Now, there are so many ways that you can, grow your audience and generate leads. Ads is just one of them, but it's a very spacious way to do so because you can be asleep and having leads coming into your space when done correctly. Now, the final burnout way when it comes to sustainable strategy is being really genuine with your messaging. And I'm going to be honest, I read some of your I help statements when you popped it in the chat in the beginning, and a lot of you have very general I help statements. You have general messaging. I have to ask several follow-up questions to actually truly understand who you help, who feels this with their messaging, that it's potentially a little bit more on the vague side. We do not want that, guys. It needs to be hyper-specific, tangible, and really clear and compelling. If someone is confused about who you help, you will lose them because a confused mind does not buy. And that's what causes burnout, because you keep posting and doing things, but with really general messaging, really blasé messaging, and you're wondering why you're not signing the clients despite the amount of effort and work that you're putting in. Is that all resonating and landing so far? Just pop a yep in the chat. So there's a burnout way to go about strategy, and there's a spacious way. The scalable system is all about the spacious way. All right. All right, I'm glad you guys are resonating. One of my clients, Becky, she's from the UK. She's an occupational therapist coach. She actually traveled to Australia with the money that she made from her business. She's built this business that allows her to travel. She's got kids, she's a single mother, and traveling with them, homeschooling them. She's making 30K months, guys. There's a screenshot of her saying she had a £14,000 week, right? And so we met up in Australia because her business has allowed her to do that. It's so, so special. And, she did this through implementing my sustainable strategy. And I've worked with her for years now, which is just super, super cool. One of my clients, Tara, as well, she is a beauty therapist coach, and she started working with me at $0, guys. She hadn't made any money in her coaching business. She had a very small and unengaged audience, but within 6 months of working with me, actually less, I think it was 5.5 months, she had made over $310,000. And she recently sent me a message to say that 100 plus of her ideal clients had requested to join her group within a 24-hour period. Her nurtured audience, using the weekly audience nurturer, is why she's able to sign so many clients with such a high conversion rate as well. These are just some of her results. I'm all about showing proof because, the industry lacks that at times, lacks a bit of incongruency. So I love to be, transparent here. So you can see she's had some 20K weeks, signing 3 clients, 2 clients off generating 100K, $71,000, 70K, 72K since starting my program 2.5 months. So literally she had made $72,000 with me after 2.5 months of being in my program. To me, that is just like the most wild thing ever. Yes, the proof is in the pudding. Exactly. So we don't have time to go through all 3 of these, but I'll go a little bit deeper into the monthly event engine for you right now so you can truly see the power of it. So let me guess, guys. You are posting content every day, creating what you believe is high quality content, but your DMs are silent and no new high quality leads are actually coming in. You spend hours brainstorming, filming reels, writing captions, and yet sales still feel like a struggle. Here's the big mistake you're making. Short form content rarely converts. It is an attraction strategy for the most part. The truth is that short form content alone rarely builds enough trust because typically, guys, a short form piece of content is like 7 seconds long or a few swipes of a carousel or, a little caption this big. It's not enough to actually inspire a buying decision. It's like giving someone puzzle pieces one at a time and hoping that they'll see the full picture. It just doesn't work like that most of the time. So this is where events and long form content really starts to come in. So let me walk you through a real lead to client journey in the DMs where there was no sales call required because of the power of events. Let me know if you're excited in the chat because this is like about to blow your mind. So someone reached out to me in April saying, "Hi, babe. Is your 30K accelerator workshop still available for purchase?" It was a paid like $49 workshop that I happened to be running. She saw the link that was available in my link in bio, and she just wanted to check because, that date had passed. I hadn't taken it down yet. And I was like, "Yep, it sure is. Like, do you want the link or do you already have it?" And she's like, "I'm just going to grab it if it's the same one in your bio." And I was like, "Yay." And then I sent her the replay and I was like, "It's 3 hours, so brace yourself." And she's like, "Oh, I'm so ready. I'm going to start now and we'll probably finish the rest tomorrow." So I did that. Then I actually asked her, like, "How did you find me?" And she said, "From this reel." She actually sent it to me. And I thought that was so interesting. So the short form content attracted her. But wait till you see what happens with the event. She then messaged me the next day being like, "Babe, this workshop is a game changer." And I'm like, "Really? That makes me so happy. What's your biggest takeaway?" She sent me a couple minutes worth of voice messages and she was just, raving about it. I wish I could show you the energy of the voice messages. And then she's like, "After I took your workshop, I implemented everything straight away and decided to do a low ticket offer to upsell into my program and ended up converting 50% and had a $60,000 sales week." And this was from a 3-hour workshop that I ran. Are you joking? And I literally said to her, "Are you joking?" And then she's like, "Girl, best $44 I've ever spent." So she literally had a 136,264% ROI, making it a total no-brainer to work together. So a few voice messages back and forth later, and she's like, "I haven't even finished listening, but I want the link." I sent her the link to join my program. She joined for a full year. We're now working together. She's in my Scale School Tier 2. She just went straight for the biggest and best thing. And honestly, she's a dream to work with. these are some screenshots of some recent messages she sent me. And she's had made 20K in sales just right away from working with me. In the past 24 hours, she's made 16 and a half in sales from implementing strategies in my program, right? So in literally less of a week of working with me, she's brought in $32,000 in sales, which absolutely by a mile pays for the entire investment of working with me, right? Which is just so cool that she could make it back so quickly. Now, I'm only sharing this with you to show you that this all started from her watching an event of mine. No sales calls, no sleazy following up, no waiting anxiously to see if they're actually going to join. None of that. She's like, I'm in because the workshop, supported her so deeply, right? This is the true power of events, okay? And I want you to think about this. I'm sure you've seen lots of coaches out there that are Instagram experts, TikTok experts, LinkedIn experts. Do you know what's funny? Like all of these experts run masterclasses, and that's actually how they sign clients. So they're an Instagram expert, but they sign you up to their program through a workshop, through an event. Who's noticed this, guys? Like here's some screenshots I found of random people, running events to teach a certain social media platform, but they're actually using an event to do so, not the platform. And I just think that's so ironic. And it's because a social media platform isn't the reason why someone's successful. All of the platforms work. I'm already just going to give that secret away from you. There's no secret strategy. It's about mastering like the things that truly matter. And events is one of the things that truly, truly matter because it speeds up the buying journey. Okay. So instead of relying only on one-on-one interactions, you can just run one event, help a lot of people at once, and it's going to expand your impact while working less. Pop a yes in the chat if that's what you want. Who can see the power of running events frequently? Simple events. You can repeat the same event multiple times. Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time to work smarter, not harder. Me. Yes. Yes. Okay, awesome. Who here has run an event? I'm really curious. Have you run events? Yes or no? Just let me know in the chat. So even if we look at the best of the best, right? Tony Robbins, Marie Forleo, Dean Graziosi, all these people, they're all running events, guys. Like Tony Robbins makes millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. And he does that through running in-person paid events, virtual free events, and virtual paid events, right? Literally running events is how he makes a lot of his money. We are actually in a trust recession, right? And the coaching industry is suffering because of it. And it's honestly because people have been so burned and let down by so many empty promises, which is why running live events and delivering long form content is so essential today. Yes, this workshop is absolutely considered an event. I am running an event right now, right? Yes, I ran online events, not consistently, right? So you'd want to do it consistently and you'd want to do it well. Not yet been to many though. Yeah, well, that just shows you how powerful it can be, right? So I'm really curious to hear where you're all at. You are red if you run fewer than 3 events per year and convert fewer than 10% of registrants. So type red in the chat if that's you. You are yellow if you run roughly 6 events per year and typically convert between 10 and 20% of registrants. And you are green if you run between 10 and 12 events per year and typically convert 20 to 25% of registrants. Okay, we've got a lot of reds in the building. I'm yet to see any other color actually. Wow. So guys, such a missed opportunity. I'm not surprised if you're not at 30K months then. This is something you've absolutely got to be doing. A lot of people get events wrong because they're winging it and all of this sort of stuff. But if you follow a proven process, I give my clients the scripts, the process, all of the things. That's just what fast tracks their journey, and it's where a lot of revenue is made. I'm green, but lower conversion. Yes, we'd want to fix that up. We want to get a lot of people converting. Like I'll run one of these events and majority of people will book a call with me to take that next step of working to me. Like majority people, it's super high converting. And I even have people that are like, I don't even want the call, just like send me the link, I'm in. They get enough of the vibe. They want the scalable system, like my process that I'm teaching you, that they're just like ready to go. Like the offer's a no-brainer, which is why events is one part of the process, but there's other things that go into it as well. Like if you had an unclear target audience, if you had a shitty offer, all these things, then yeah, it starts to not be too good. Alrighty, so one of my clients, Georgia, she's also from London. She's a financial and location freedom coach, and she made $24,000 on her first virtual event using the monthly event engine process. So she had my personalized plan tailored to her offer and goals, and she mastered the power of presenting highly impactful events, and now she's killing it. Now, that's enough about the monthly event engine. Let's move on to pillar 2, which is seamless sales. So when your sales process is seamless, you will create consistent income without the plateaus. So what if you could sell in a way that felt completely aligned? No chasing, no cold DMs, just natural, effortless approaches that turn into dream clients signing up to your no-brainer offer. That is what seamless sales does. So seamless sales is broken into 3 core components. So we've got the no-brainer offer. You need to have a no-brainer offer. Like if your offer is super, super good, people honestly feel so silly saying no. That's the goal. You want them to feel silly saying no, because it's just so clear and apparent that your offer is going to give them the transformation they desperately desire. Then we've got the sell via chat method. This is my process that I teach of a variety of different ways that you can sell via chat, because conversations equals clients, and you can have conversations in lots of ways. I'm having a conversation with you guys now in a way. You can have conversations in DMs. You can have conversations on sales calls. You can also sell through sales pages and Loom videos and emails and all the things. I teach all of those strategies because I make money from all of those approaches. I'm actually flying to Thailand next week and then Vietnam with my family. And we're going to have the best time. And I'm not going to be doing sales calls while I'm away because I want to be present. I want to be eating pad thais. I hope that that's what you can get there, because that is my favorite food. And I'm going to be doing that. But you best believe I'm still going to be making money. I'm just going to be leveraging my other sell via chat strategies to be making sales without sales calls. But when I'm available and free, I love to have sales calls because it allows me to, have deeper conversations and qualify people quite deeply. I'm very fussy about who I work with. I only want to work with committed action takers. And the better your sell via chat experiences are, the better you can actually qualify who you want to work with. So that's what sell via chat method is. And then we've got the retention builder, because we want to be, yes, signing new clients all of the time, but we also want to be retaining our existing clients. It's such a hidden gem as to how to make more money with less work, is actually just do a good job for your clients. Like actually just do an exceptional job that people just want to stay working with you. I've had clients stay with me for years and years and years for the entire duration that my program Scale School has existed. And it's because they're getting results and they're feeling deeply supported in a way that they've never felt before. That is the power of the retention builder. So there is a burnout way to this and a spacious way. So the burnout way is selling only through one-on-one approaches and endless follow-ups. Whereas if we can sell more seamlessly, you don't have to do all of that following up most of the time. It'll be a lot easier. The burnout way is also getting ghosted on calls and battling endless objections. We do not want that. Instead, we want to have a no-brainer offer that actually does 80% of the selling for you. And then we also don't want to be over explaining and trying to convince every lead, right? We just want to guide qualified potential clients through a pre-call process so they already like, know, and trust you, right? Super, super important. We definitely don't want any convincing energy, right? I make sure that I bring in so many leads into my world that I get to be picky and I don't need to chase anyone because I just have abundance coming to me. So that's been really, really important. And I find that my potential clients also appreciate it because they don't feel like they're being sold to and they don't feel like I need them more than they need me. That's definitely not the way we want to do it. So again, don't have time to go through all of these, but I will go through the no-brainer offer because I know that everyone gets so much value when I break down how to create a no-brainer offer. So let me know in the chat, would you like to learn how to actually turn your offer or your service or your program, different words for the same thing, how to turn it from good to actually great? Amazing. All right, let's do it. So a good offer has a title, some inclusions, and fair pricing, but a no-brainer offer has 5 other components included. You're going to want to take notes here. So we want to make your offer so irresistible that premium potential clients instantly see the value and say yes without hesitation. To get to 30K per month and beyond, you want to refine your offer positioning so it naturally attracts ready to buy clients through powerful messaging. You also want to shift from solely one-on-one services to scalable offers that increase both your income and impact without adding more to your plate. I have 100, plus clients, and I run 2 calls per week, right? 2 calls. You want to structure your offer to maximize client retention, increase lifetime value, and create a built-in referral engine. A well-crafted no-brainer offer will do 80% of the selling for you, making it easy to sign clients without pushy sales tactics. Amazing. You guys are so awesome. I love your energy. So let's get into the 5 things. Number 1 is to have a promise, a really clear, specific, and emotionally compelling promise. So many of you have really general promises for your I help statements and your programs, and it's no wonder you're not signing enough people. So for example, saying grow your business, that is very unclear. I could give you $1 and you have grown your business, right? I'm sure you're not thinking of $1 though when you're thinking of growing your business. So instead, let's be really specific. So a clear promise example could be sign 5 high ticket clients per month in your coaching business through Instagram Reels. Can you see the difference between the two? An unclear promise versus a clear promise, right? Yep. So let me know in the chat. You're green if you know exactly what your offer does and your ideal clients are saying, I want it. And you're red if it's too vague, too many outcomes, and it's unclear who it's for. Are you green or are you red when it comes to the promise of your offer? Let me just check the chat. Red. Okay, guys. So you're wanting to make 30K months, but you can't do so with an unclear promise. It's like the number one thing. The promise has to be clear. You are literally only here watching this because I made a promise of what I'm teaching in this workshop. Otherwise, why would you waste your time here for the next hour? Like, you're just not going to do that. That doesn't make any sense. Number 2 is having bonuses, but not just blasé, boring bonuses that people don't actually want, but actually bonuses that solve objections and fast track results. That is what we want. Not just more stuff, but actually more support and more speed. So this could be one-on-one access, templates, personalized plans, or access to really special things that are going to help them really deeply. So are you green? You have desirable bonuses included in your offer, or are you red? You don't have desirable bonuses included. Let me know in the chat. All right, we've got some reds going on here. Okay, so we want to add in some desirable bonuses. Okay, we've got some greens. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yay. Now, number 3 is a guarantee to de-risk the decision. So I want to ask you, what makes your offer safe to buy? Can you offer a results-based, a time-based, or a satisfaction-based guarantee? So for example, you might say, if you show up and you don't get results, I'll support you one-on-one until you do. I'm not suggesting that that's what you say. It's just an example. You actually don't need to have a guarantee either. For most of you, you can't guarantee people's results because you can't guarantee that they're going to show up and do the work, right? And this is why I really push that I only want to work with action takers, because I don't want to work with people that aren't going to get results. That doesn't feel good for me, doesn't feel good for my client. I want to work with people that are going to get results. I have a very high reputation in this space, and it's because I deliver what I promise and I'm really clear who it's for and who it's not for, right? So you don't want to give a guarantee that you can't actually commit to, but things that you can and feels good, it's going to de-risk the decision. So for example, it could be a satisfaction-based guarantee, right? Where it's like, a love it or leave it, sort of thing, to help people just feel safer. Okay. So you don't have to have it, but if you don't have guarantees, you do need to have a reason as to why you don't, so you can handle that objection, because there are some people out there that are really looking for that safety. They're really wanting a guarantee, and it's typically because they don't trust themselves. That's usually the root cause of it. And that's okay. We want to help them move through that, get back into self-responsibility and power and ownership. And we're going to be able to do that by saying why we don't have a guarantee. And, whenever I've not had a guarantee, guarantee. That's just something I've gone ahead and explained. If you do have one though, or you have your reason as to why you don't, you can say green in the chat. But if you don't have one and you want one, type red in the chat when it comes to a guarantee to help reduce the risk, to make it easier for people to just say yes. All right, we've got some greens, perfect. We've got some reds. All right, so you want to then consider a guarantee that's something you feel congruent in and can commit to. All right, we've got a nice variety there. Now, the fourth thing is having payment plans to make it more accessible without undervaluing your service. That is so, so important. So is the pricing structured for your ideal client's mindset and stage? And are you incentivizing pay in fulls in a way that feels good and not forced? So look, payment plans are more risky. So it is important that if you are offering payment plans, that they are, yes, inclusive and supportive, but also that, it's people are rewarded for paying in full. Like it's cheaper to pay in full, right? Because, cash is king. So the pricing should feel like a stretch, but not a stress. It's okay if it's, uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable every time I invest in myself. The investments I make are like $30,000 to $40,000 now, just to work with the coach for a short period of time. But, I love investing in myself because I just get such a high ROI every time. So do you have supportive and inclusive payment plans? You're green if you do, you're red if you do not. Let me know. We want to have that in place, but just please make sure that you are charging more for the payment plan. It doesn't have to be a lot more, but it has to be a little bit more, so that you are incentivizing that pay in full when you can. Amazing. And number five is to have urgency and scarcity, but we want to make sure it is genuine. There's nothing worse than this fake urgency, if it's not really true. So we want to give people a real reason to act now. The human brain is wired to play safe, play small, be comfortable. So many people that are thinking about it, just never get results in their life because they let fear take over. Because if you wait, then what happens is it gives your brain time to be like, you should stay here. You should stay in your comfort zone. You're not good enough. It's not going to work. Don't trust that. Don't do this and whatever. And then you stay where you are and you don't grow. And so knowing that that's how the brain is wired, it's not that person's fault. It's just literally what the brain does. We want to do what we can to insert some genuine urgency and scarcity so people feel, really good. They trust themselves and they make a committed decision that's actually going to get them to change their life, right? That's what we want to do. So some examples of this could be having limited spots. I'm sure you will have limited spots. If I said to you, I'm going to give you 100 clients today, could you actually handle it? Pop a yes or no in the chat. For most of you, that answer is going to be no, right? No, you couldn't. So you actually have a cap on how many spots are available. So what could you realistically take on tomorrow? Is it 10 people, 5 people? Is it one person? Whatever it is, that is your genuine urgency of you've only got XYZ spots. So you might as well capitalize on that in your marketing. You might have limited time bonuses to help reward the part of someone's brain that does move quickly, knowing that action takers are money makers or result makers if you don't support people make money, right? There could be a start date to your program if it's a group program. And, that start date is this genuine cutoff period, and you might as well capitalize on that. Or if you're about to increase your pricing, which you should do every 90 days, it's important that you communicate that in your marketing so people that have been on the fence silently watching, have this opportunity to jump in before you increase the pricing. So we want to leverage this sort of stuff. We don't want to do fake scarcity or pressure tactics. We just want to anchor into genuine momentum. Okay. So green, you have genuine urgency and scarcity involved in your offer. Pop a green. Or red, I have little or no genuine urgency and scarcity involved in my offer. All right. We've got a lot of reds. Guys, it's so important when you understand how the human brain works. We want to make sure that we are leveraging urgency and scarcity. It's not even for you, it's for them. It's to literally help them to actually make a decision that's going to change their life. Unfortunately, whilst that seems so obvious, the reality is our brain just does not like newness. It doesn't like uncomfortable stuff. because it's uncertain, and it's our brain doesn't know the difference between a tiger chasing us and doing something uncertain and new for the first time. It just sees it as like this big red flag because it's unknown, it's a threat. Okay. Our brain doesn't really care if we're happy, it just wants us to be safe. But being safe, we're no longer being chased by tigers anymore, right? And so we need to ignore that part of our brain when it comes to things like this. Now, I'm really curious. I've just, blabbered on about, the 5 things that make an offer a no-brainer, but would you like to see an actual real example of mine? Like, do you want to see an example of a no-brainer offer so you can see it? Because I don't know if you guys are like this, but I'm a real visual person. Like, I learn through like seeing, right? Okay, overwhelming, yes. All right, cool. Well, let's dive in then. So I've just taken some screenshots of my Google Doc with my offer. I do have a fancy sales page and all the things, but I thought I'd just type it all up here for you so you can get an idea of what this looks like. So this is my program called Scale School. It's the main way to work with me. And let me show you all the places in this where I have that genuine urgency and those 5 components of a no-brainer offer involved. So right at the top, I'm really transparent about how many spots I have currently available. And the reason why, even though I've got a very scalable offer, that I cap it with how many people I bring on is just because I want to do a really good job. Like, I can take on 50 people right now. It's all automated, in terms of the onboarding process. But I really care about onboarding people properly, making them feel really seen and safe and supported. And I build personalized plans for them. And I work with my clients really closely. I don't want the calls to be really big. I don't want to get a support coach. I want to do it because that's why I started this. And so I just cap it with what I have capacity to bring on board at any given time. And for me right now, well, it was 7 spots, but now I've got 5. And so I just put that up there so people know kind of a rough time frame on how long they have to join. I've actually got a really awesome offer on at the moment. I'll talk about it later really briefly, but I'm running a virtual weekend retreat this weekend for my clients. I do it every quarter, but there happens to be one this weekend. And so naturally, everyone that's joining at the moment, it's such a beautiful time to start because we're literally building like your entire scalable business model through one weekend, 3 hours each day, replays available for clients only. But if you can come live, we'll literally build everything out in one weekend. So by the end of this weekend, you literally have your whole business model entirely mapped out. People say one of these retreats is worth the entire investment alone. Like, it's actually crazy. That example I showed you earlier of those screenshots of that client, that was what she purchased. She came along to that 3-hour workshop just to day 1, and that made her $60,000 in sales alone, let alone imagine coming to 2 days of it, and it being, free and included. Plus, because I just really want to make sure everyone, is hitting 30K months, even, in the next 3 months before the year wraps up, because that's definitely possible for people. I'm giving one-on-one message support for the first 30 days just to make sure everyone just hits the ground running. For those that join Scale School. So I've popped that genuine urgency and scarcity at the top. Then we go into the bold, tangible promise. Remember, I was telling you have to have a strong promise. So for me, it's like, want to scale your coaching business to 30K plus months and create true freedom the simple, sustainable way. This is what my ideal clients truly want. So I make it big and bold so they can see it. Then I break down a little bit more of the program. So Scale School is a 12-month someone's somehow drawing on this. I don't even know how that's possible. Scale School is a 12-month high-touch program for online coaches ready to scale with a spacious calendar and without sending cold DMs or burning themselves out. And then I talk about some secondary promises. So leads every day, sales every week, clients who stick around, and a business that grows without burning you out, right? That is what, you learn inside Scale School. I only take on a few people at a time so I can give you proper support, which means I'm looking for the best fit. Then I qualify who it is for and who it's not for. So it's not for people that have never taken action, they've never started their business, or they've worked with 7 other coaches and all of the coaches were the problem instead of, them taking responsibility for the role they play in it, or someone that wants to build a business with like a huge team and just hustle 24/7 and be stuck in meetings all day. Like, that's not what I teach. I teach a spacious business model, right? So for people that have like passion and skills to help their clients win, and they take, direction and feedback and instructions really well, and want to build something where as your business gets better, your life gets better, then that is who this is for. So you want to qualify people. Then I basically break down that in the program, we cover the scalable system. This builds authority. So this is a process I teach my clients, actually how to build a signature method of their own. So they've got authority in the space. I don't really know many coaches that actually teach this process, but it's been a game changer for my business. So I literally create it with all of my clients when they join. Then I dive deep into the phases that the program goes into, so they have clarity on what's included and how it all works. So the first 3 months is all about momentum, where I build a 6-week spacious scaling plan for each client, with a clear marketing strategy based on their goals and desires, an ideal client profile, a no-brainer offer, and 30 content hooks, so that ready to hit the ground running and start signing high-ticket clients ASAP. And I teach them parts of my, method. Then again, phase 2 is just about scaling then what's working, building out their monthly event engine, their weekly audience nurturer, the retention builder, and all of these things. They can start hitting between 50 and 30K months. And then phase 3 of the program is really about doing less but better, so that they can delegate and scale. It's about simplifying the back end, delegating to other people, and actually priming your nervous system and your mindset to be able to match that next level that you're wanting to get at. So that's how you scale to 30K months, right? Then I put in, authority and credibility to build trust of like my results, all of my client results, and just sharing proof. So important to people believe, oh, it's not actually just possible for one person, but it's actually possible for everyone that does it, right? So you want to have that. Then the guarantee, right? If you want to have one. So, at the moment I'm offering, like, I've got a 40-day love it or leave it period. I can't guarantee results because I can't guarantee that people will take action, but I know that my program is freaking amazing and everyone that joins is blown away, right? So it's so easy for me to offer a love it or leave it period for 14 days. So, if you come to the calls, you ask for support, you complete the essential foundations modules, and you still don't love it, like, we'll just shake hands and part ways, and no one's ever done it. Like, no one's ever taken me up on that, because it's like an amazing program, right? And I attract people that, take full responsibility and make committed like decisions for themselves, right? But I can provide that because I'm so confident about my offer. And then I've got all the inclusions listed. So you want to have lots of inclusions that are powerful and necessary, right? So, we do 2 calls a week. There's, daily support in a community. You get my entire curriculum. You get quarterly virtual weekend retreats. You get weekly copy review. I do your social media and funnel audits whenever you need. And you get Facebook ads support from my ads manager, who is amazing. And then those that are wanting, even higher level support, they can get 6 one-on-one calls with me, unlimited one-on-one message support, deeper meta ad support, Canva graphic design support, and done with you launch creation. So it's just for people that want to go really fast and want to go really far. Obviously, having one-on-one support can be really helpful for that. So yeah, then you just want to have some bonuses, right? So I've got some bonus courses that, have resulted in clients making tens of thousands of dollars, and they get that as a result of, being a quick action taker, right? Supporting that part of people's brain. So that's an example of a no-brainer offer. Let me know your thoughts in the chat of if that makes sense, if you've got some ideas now on how you can make your offer more of a no-brainer. Just pop it in the chat. But when you get this right, sales feels effortless, and you can focus on signing quality clients instead of chasing quantity, giving you more time, more income, and creating a higher quality experience and results for your clients. One of my clients, Abby, she made $70,000 in her first month working with me and got 31 booked calls within 24 hours of running her second event in her private Facebook group that had less than 400 members in it. That proves that you do not need quantity in order to scale your business. You need quality. Now, we've gone through 2 of the 3 pillars. So now I want to jump into pillar 3, which is simple systems. So I really want you to take a moment right now to picture your business running smoothly with, I'm just gonna, there we go. Picture your business running smoothly for me for a second with templates and workflows that save you 15 plus hours each week. No chaos trying to find certain documents, manually doing tasks that could very easily be automated or delegated. Just a well-oiled machine that supports your growth. All right. So as you've realized now, probably there are 3 components that go into this as well. So the 3 components of simple systems is we've got the identity upgrade. So this is all about mindset and energetics to actually support you to, from a nervous system perspective, be able to scale. We've got the organized back end, which is how to organize the back end of your business. And we've got the template hub, which is like all of my templates that I've gifted to my clients so they can just plug and play it straight into their business, to be honest. So now the burnout way of simple systems is manually doing everything yourself. Who is manually doing majority of the things in their business themselves right now? Pop it in the chat. Whereas the spacious way is automating onboarding, right? So I could have one of you join right now and the full process is automated. You're going to get a beautiful welcome email, a beautiful handbook. You're going to be taken to a welcome page with your next steps. So it's all clear. You're going to get check-in emails and all these things. I actually give this whole process to my clients so they can have the exact same experience, but has templates already done, but that's all automated, right? I don't have to do any of that. So it's not stress for me to sign a client. It's desirable. Whereas I remember when I first started my business and I was starting to sign more clients, I actually started to be like not wanting to sign a client because I knew when I did, I had to do all this freaking work. But because I've automated it, I actually just am so ready to be signing clients. The burnout way is also just tracking clients in notebooks and spreadsheets or messy documents instead of just actually having everything in one place. Yeah, I can see a lot of you are manually doing things. We definitely want to turn that around, right? And if you're constantly creating everything from scratch, like emails, posts, scripts, events, again, you're just working so much harder than you actually need to. My guess, if that's resonated with you, is right now your business is working, but it's really chaotic. Is that true? Let me know if that feels true for you. You're making money, you're serving clients, and you're showing up consistently, but behind the scenes, it's a mess. Your content creation, lead generation, and client management are all dependent on you. If you stop, the business slows down or worse, stalls completely. And that's the problem. Scaling isn't about doing more. It's about setting up simple systems that actually removes you as the bottleneck in your business. So here is how you know if your systems are currently holding you back. You constantly feel like there's too much to do and not enough time, so you procrastinate or avoid tasks altogether. You spend hours on repetitive tasks like content creation, lead nurturing, or onboarding when they could just take minutes. Your Canva, Google Drive, and business processes are disorganized, making everything take longer than it should. Every month feels like you're starting from scratch because you don't have repeatable, scalable processes in place. And the irony of all of this is that you got into business for freedom, but because you're still doing everything manually, your business is running you instead of the other way around, right? All right, a lot of chaotic businesses there, not good. So here's the fix, guys. When I talk about systems, I don't mean complicated tech, rigid structures, or 101 subscriptions. I mean smart, repeatable processes that make scaling effortless, templates that are going to save you 10 plus hours each week, automated client onboarding that runs without you, and a simple and organized content system that allows you to show up consistently without reinventing the wheel each month. This is exactly what I help my clients to implement. In my world, if something needs to be done more than once, it becomes a template or an automation immediately because simplicity scales and hustle does not. So if you're still running your business like you're at 5K per month, then you'll never reach 30K per month. It's time to upgrade your system so that your business can grow without you working more. And because of the spacious business model that I do have in place, this is what my calendar looks like most days of the week. Sure, I might have a call here and there if, I've got a client on tier 2 of Scale School or, something like that. I do all sorts of things. But for the most part, this is what it looks like. A whole bunch of Pilates classes and my 2 Scale School calls each week, and then a whole lot of free time. Now, we've got a little bit more time left, so I want to take you through the organized back end because a lot of people get blown away by this because I am an organized Virgo. I'm just super rigid about this stuff, but it makes my life so much easier, and so many people are blown away by the simplest of things. So this is what my back end looks like. So I've got a Google Chrome bookmark bar that has folders. So organizing your web browser bookmark tab into folders instead of having 1.5 million tabs open and feeling overwhelmed. This is what you want to have. This is what an organized backend is. Same with your Google Drive folder. Instead of having, some things on a USB, some things on your desktop, some things on OneDrive, some things on, Google Drive and all these things. Instead, we have it all in one place, right? Color-coded, simple folders where it's easy to find everything. And then in your Gmail, we want to make sure you have 0 emails in your inbox because you actually just deal with things when they come. You know how to navigate it or organize it. And that is what is going to allow you to not feel so overwhelmed, burnt out, exhausted, and stressed. And often when I share this, I have a lot of people then say, I have 22,000 emails in my Gmail. And it's something that I love to help clients with so that they can just grow so much faster. Lisa said, as a fellow Virgo, this makes my nervous system so happy to look at. I know, you and me both. All of my Virgo friends are absolutely obsessed with these things. And I literally had friends ask me the other day, can you film a Loom video and show me how to do this? I'm that freak. That's who people come to me for. You also want to have your entire event launch organized in a document like this. So I give my clients this template amongst every other template out there, but you want to have things organized so you don't have 500 different documents for a launch and then wondering why, you can never find anything. You also want to have like a Google Photos folder, for example, so that you can organize your videos and your photos for you and your team to access with ease all in one place. And you want to color code your calendar, of course, as well. You even want to organize your Canva into folders so you always know where things are. But I'm not about unnecessarily overcomplicating business either. The last thing we need is 5,000 different softwares to get things running. I've made millions of dollars in my business, and my to-do list literally looks like this on Apple Notes because it's just the simplest and easiest thing. I've got Apple Notes on my phone. I've got Apple Notes on my computer. I'm a, major Apple person, and it's just so easy. Why would I pay for some random subscription or something really complicated when actually this works so well? So where do you stand when it comes to the organized backend? You Virgos, I trust that you're okay, but everyone else, I'm questioning heavily right now. So are you red, yellow, or green when it comes to the organized backend? Let me know in the chat. And my ADHD brain, I love it. Yellow, thank you for sharing. Where are you at? Is your business backend chaotic and disorganized, or is it running smoothly with simple, effective systems in place? Green, but without the quality of contents. Yep, yellow. Okay, lots of yellows. Awesome. So we can do some tidying up. That's all good if you are red. Most coaches don't have the business they desire because they haven't mastered all 3 pillars that I've just walked you through that make up the scalable system. When you master these 3 pillars and the 3 components within each, your business doesn't just grow, it sustainably scales. You will wake up excited knowing that you're building a coaching business that's aligned, scalable, and impactful all at once, right? Here's what happens when you master the scalable system. Literally, I have clients that make folders in their home of all the stuff that I give them from my program. I have people that have been manifesting joining my programs and then finally joining. People that send me gifts out of excitement. People saying that they're so aligned with my process. People actually canceling the sales call because they're already sold and just want to join, right? People promoting me and shouting me from the rooftops in public places, like other groups recommending me. This is what happens when you master the scalable system. Opportunities will flow to you. You'll get asked to speak at events. I've spoken in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, spoken at schools, spoken on stages, won awards, been featured in articles, been on the news, and spoken at retreats that I've hosted or been invited to. This is all what gets to be possible when you master the scalable system. So at this point, guys, I hope you can see the absolute importance of implementing the scalable system if you want to scale your coaching business sustainably to 30K months and beyond. But my bet is that you didn't just attend this event to gather more information. You showed up because you're ready for 30K months sooner rather than later. At the start of today, I told you that there are 2 reasons why most coaches never reach 30K months. Number 1 is taking action on the wrong things. They just don't realize it. Or number 2 is they have the right process, but they're just not taking consistent action on it. Today, you've seen what the right model actually looks like. So you actually know an overview of what you do need to do now. The only piece left for you is to take consistent action on it. And that's where most coaches struggle if they try to do it alone, because they're left guessing how to do the right things, which is why my program Scale School exists, to give you the right model, the accountability, and the support to follow through. When you have all 3, sustainable 30K months stop being a question of if and become a question of when. For those of you who want my help scaling your coaching business using the scalable system to save you time, save you money, and save you energy, I would love to really, really quickly share with you how I can help you do that. If we work together in Scale School, we are going to start by installing these 4 essential systems into your business in the first 90 days so that you can start signing more clients and increasing your revenue right away. So number 1 is the daily lead attractor. We need to insert this into your business ASAP so that you're attracting high quality leads in your business every single day. The no-brainer offer. We need to create an offer so good that your audience honestly feels silly saying no. The sell via chat method. You want to have a variety of aligned ways for your audience to actually buy from you all of the time. And the organized back end so that you can show up daily without overwhelm. Because here's the thing, knowing what to do is one thing, but having a clear, personalized roadmap to actually implement is a whole other. And because I work closely with each of my clients to create a deeply personalized experience, I only take on a small number at a time. Right now, I have 5 spots available to work with me that I can sign up before, the end of this week. So if you would like to see if working together is the right fit, then your next step is super, super simple. All I want you to do is scan this barcode and book a free roadmap call with me. All right. So I just want you to book this call. Amazing. Yep. I want you to book this call. We will also drop a link in the chat in a second so that you can book it right now. So if you're watching the replay, just scan this. Hopefully there's availability. It will probably go, but you can give it a go. I'm just going to wait around for everyone to make sure they get a time because, as I mentioned, I'm running a weekend retreat this weekend. So if you want to be able to come along to that, you do need to book a call before then to see if working together is the right fit so that you can come along to the retreat. Like, it's honestly going to be a game changer. It's going to be so, so epic. It's not something you want to miss at all. So try and find a time before then. Obviously, there's only a couple of days until then. So I've got very limited availability, but I've kept it as free as I possibly can. So go ahead and book that call right now. And in this call, what we're going to do is I'm going to audit your business model and strategy using the scalable system just to take a look at your niche, your offer and strategy. I saw with a lot of you guys, it's a little bit vague and broad right now. We want to niche that down. So I want to take a look at that just so you can see what's possible for you in terms of clients, revenue, and growth within your business. Amazing. I'm seeing some calls be booked. Awesome. And we're then going to take a deeper look into your coaching business to see the number one thing that's currently stopping you from getting to that next level in your business that you've been wanting to get to for quite some time. And then thirdly, we're going to start to map out a 3-step custom roadmap for you to get to 30K months in 2025. So we have approximately 100 days left to do that, just mind you. And so at the retreat on the weekend, we're going to be building your 100-day plan for the remainder of the year to get you increasing your revenue as much as possible before then. So if you would like my help on one of these calls and to see if working together is the right fit, just go ahead and book that in right now while we have spots. It's absolutely a first in, best dressed scenario here, knowing that the retreat is this weekend. This call will tell me if I can help you, and if I can, and we still have spots available, I'm going to invite you to take that next step so I can support you the whole way to those 30K months and beyond using the scalable system. All right. You've already taken the first step by showing up for this workshop today. Now it's time to take that next step towards scaling your business to those 30K months and beyond. All right.
Literally in the last 2 days, I have sold $25,000 of programs and therapy. It's literally changed my life. I can send my little boy to the school that I want to take him to and pay off my car. And I just wanted to say thank you, because I get to do what I love. I get to work around my son and be a mum, and just my life is just so different. And I knew in my heart it was possible. I just didn't know how to get there. And to know I can pay for groceries and I can just go and enjoy my life and do it beautifully and stick to what she says, do the things, because literally it works. And yeah, it's amazing, and I'm so freaking grateful for her. So thank you so much. And if you are, not committing to the work, get your butt into gear and do it, because literally, like, she's got the steps and I did it and I followed it, and late at night and when my son was in bed, and, I committed to myself, and look at the results. I sold 3 $5,000 packages literally in an hour of discovery calls, and I had a recurring client who was like, hey, I want to work with you for the year. I said, great, that's $20,000, but I'll give it to you for 10 because you're a recurring client. And he's like, great, can you send me the details? What the fuck? It's insane. Thank you, Sophia. I'm so grateful.
I just really wanted to share that with you, because that is just prime evidence that when you have the right support and approach, no matter your circumstances, and honestly, that video does not do it justice how shitty her situation was when she first came to me, just trust me there, then anyone can scale. And I've got full body goosebumps after watching that every time. So I just want you to know, and Lisa, I saw you just booked a call. I'm so excited to speak with you, and everyone else that's booking right now. Awesome work. I'm so excited. Like the case studies you've heard from today, from Liz, from Abby, from Becky, from Tara, from Lani, and several others, the one major thing that they have in common, because it's not their situation or their location or anything like that, it's literally that they all started by booking a call with me. I had a call with them, and that call led to them making tweaks and changes and decisions that ultimately changed the course of their entire business and life. And it's just so special. So if you currently relate to any of those results that I've shared with you, whether that was the video of me when I first started or the video of Lani just then, or you're sick of feeling really stuck, sick of saying that you want to get to 30K months, even 20K months or 50K months, or you're maybe already at 30K months, but you're not doing it in a spacious way, you're doing it in an exhausted burnout way, this is your personal invitation right now to book a call with me. I've got capacity all tomorrow and all the next day, because that's how my calendar rolls. I would love to chat with you guys and just see if it's the right fit for you. There's, no harm if it's not, but the only way you can find out is through booking a call, right? And some of you might be like, I don't even need a call. Obviously, just message me and we can chat. But if you want to have a chat, I'm happy to take a deep dive into your business and build a plan with you. So yeah, now's your opportunity. And because I love to reward, I would love to help you because there's, you don't need to be exhausted. You get to be aligned with this process. But because I love to reward quick action takers, if you do join in this 72-hour period, which is, when the retreat starts, you're also going to get my 6-figure fast track bundle when you join. So you're going to get my 100 leads in 10 days challenge course. That is what helped Lani get to those 20K months. And you can see, results here from people that have implemented stuff from these courses. You're going to get my booked and banked 30-day challenge course. It gives you 5 money-making tasks with the work already done to do every day for 30 days. So if you love accountability and support and following a process and all this sort of stuff, you're going to love the booked and banked challenge. Amazing, Jane. Just saw you booked a call. I'm so excited to speak with you. And then we've got the tech tutorials course. So if tech is not your jam, systems not your jam, we have a whole course of it, all organized, all simple. And literally my clients was like, can I tell you that the tech is worth the investment alone? And I've only watched 2 videos. I have subscriptions to things I don't need. And the way you lay it out is awesome. Can't wait to get into all the learning stuff. And she sent that on the day she joined, literally. And that's probably like the most insignificant part of my program. And she said it makes it worth the entire investment. Like, are you joking? That's just crazy. So you're going to get that. Plus, I've never offered this before, but for those of you that also join within 72 hours, and I'm not exaggerating, I'm not going a second over that because this is extremely generous. You're also going to get 3 extra bonuses just because you came here today. So you're going to get that 14-day love it or leave it period, making this this commitment completely risk-free. This is not something I usually offer, to be honest. But even when I have, no one's ever taken me up on it. But, if it makes you feel just super committed with the decision, you've got that. You're also going to get 30 days of one-on-one message support with me to fast track your results. So you've got me in your back pocket for literally a whole month. At no extra cost, and people pay me thousands of dollars to actually have access to that. It's super valuable. You can ask me any questions. I'll audit things. I'll edit things. I'll be with you every step of the way. And to be honest, I'm like that with you for the entire 12 months, mind you, but this is one-on-one and really, really powerful. And I'm only giving this just because I'm just like on the rooftop abundant right now. I feel so good, got capacity, and I would love, and it's only for 5 people anyway. So it's just first in, best dressed, to be honest. And so I'd love to offer that. And coincidentally, we have the weekend retreat this weekend. It's a 2-day retreat, 3 hours each day. We're going to build your entire scalable business model, which is going to be super, 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 awesome. And if you sign up today or tomorrow, you're going to get to come to that, and it's going to change your life. And I don't say that lightly because I just get comments like that every time I run those retreats. And you get 4 of them in a 12-month period with me, by the way, but this one's going to be epic. I'm strictly only doing this for 5 people, and the offer, no matter what, ends Friday, 5 p.m. because the retreat is 7 a.m. the next day, right? Do you cover setting higher price packages or offers? Yes. So I support with, lower ticket, medium ticket, high ticket. I support you, and I will give my recommendations and feedback if I feel like you're not charging enough, you're charging too much, whatever else it is. Typically people are not charging enough. I support with all of that. I build a personal plan for every new client that joins. It takes me several hours, but it's super worth it because that's how people have such a great experience. And, you just follow that plan. You follow the plan based on, the information you provided with me and the conversations we've had that allows me to really help you. So yes. So if you want support with that, Rachel, go ahead and book a call. I would love to chat with you. I would love to chat with you. So guys, you can choose to make now the moment your business scales, or you can choose to stay stuck where you are, letting fear or your past dictate your future and making it harder to grow. And that choice is honestly yours. Like, you have this, this opportunity right now. There's 2 paths you could take. You can choose to stay like exactly where you are, like not changing at all, or you can choose to make a new committed decision, and that is entirely up to you. Alrighty. So I'm just going to wait to make sure everyone finds a time. I can see you're all squeezing some times in, which is really, really awesome. But honestly, I just want you to know I've loved tonight. I've truly loved tonight. Your energy in the chat has been phenomenal. It's been incredible. So thanks so much for all being here, participating, playing full out, answering questions, laughing with me, having fun. It's been so much fun. There's nothing else I'd rather do right now. We will just pop that for you in the chat one more time so you can book that in before I love and leave you. Thank you for your time and your advice. It's been great. Oh, that's so nice. And I'm so excited to speak with you. I'll just get off here so I can connect with you all properly now and actually see you. I can't see you when I'm sharing my screen. But yeah, if there's any other questions, guys, I'll stick around for a few minutes while some of you still confirm your time. Angela, yay, you booked in. So excited. So good. Yeah, if there's any questions, I'm an open book to answer anything. So just pop it in the chat and I'll answer it. You can really ask any question based on whatever I've covered today. Here to support you all so much. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Naomi, you've just booked. Yay, Christy, you've just booked. So good. All right, well, that's a lot of the spots being filled. Please make sure you're choosing a time you absolutely can commit to, because obviously the spots are limited. I take all of the calls myself. And so I want to make sure you're choosing a time that you know that you can show up for. But I can see a lot of you have booked for tomorrow in particular, which is super exciting. You're all super keen, super keen. I'm just about to book. Yay, no worries. I will hang around to make sure you've gotten a time. I'm only just starting out, so my questions are around timing mainly. Let me know what you mean by timing, as in how long it takes to get results when you're just starting out, or something else. Let me know. You're so welcome, guys. So welcome. Any other questions, feel free to drop them. I've got some time as I wait around, making sure that I just want to make sure everyone finds a time because it's such limited availability, to be honest. But yeah, drop your questions below. You guys are so welcome. Whether I'm ready to start scaling or need to work on my business a bit more first, I'm nervous to start taking on clients and just don't know how to start. Well, yeah, you definitely need like a system and a strategy in place to be able to start. The process I teach, one of the things I love about the scalable system is that it works whether you're just starting out or you're scaling. Like, it's the exact same process. What I was doing when I first started my business is what I'm doing now. The difference is that I'm just way better at it now. I've automated a lot of it and I've delegated a lot of it. But outside of that, it's actually the same process. And I don't think you would have sat through this entire workshop. I don't think you would have followed the things you've done the things that you've done if you weren't serious about wanting to start your business. And honestly, the best time is always now, like always now. People that wait fall behind. And so I think the word scaling can sometimes be a little bit scary. I wouldn't look at it as scaling, just look at it as helping more people. And if you're passionate, you're excited, you love, this is what you want to do, I would really just trust that. So yeah, I would say you're definitely ready. Love it. Guys, if you've got some questions, I'm such an open book. We've got a few more minutes. I said it would be 90 minutes, so we're on time. So, pop some questions below and I will happily answer them. There's no real questions that's off the table. And if you haven't yet booked, I think there's a couple of you still to book. I'll drop the link one more time there for you so that you can go and do that. And then that's probably all we've got capacity for, more or less. And yeah, first in, best dressed, really. So just keep that in mind too. And if the 5 spots are gone and I haven't had your call with you yet, I'll just reach out to you and let you know so you don't waste your time. Cool. So yeah, the retreat this weekend, oh my God, it's going to be next level. So talking about scalable no-brainer offers, scalable lead generation. I've got my ads manager coming to talk about ads as well. And we're going to be talking about your target audience and messaging, because so many people get this wrong and it's why they don't grow. So we're going to be covering all of that. And then on day 2, we're going to be building out your 90-day plan. It's going to be awesome. Excited to be there. Yes, I know. I'm so excited for you to be there too, Naomi. It's going to be freaking epic. Yeah, we're going to be building out your plan for the rest of this year. We want to get you like lots of clients by Christmas, so that you can actually just like rest and be present, you know, with your family during Christmas. I don't want to be hustling or stressing. We want to be celebrating. Jory, I can see you just booked a call. Yay, so good. I can't wait to speak with you all. But yeah, if you've got any questions, just pop them below. But that's what the retreat is about. It's all about building a scalable business model. So yeah, I'm super keen. So scalable offers, scalable sales, scalable leads. And day 2 is like mindset, ask me anything, and building your 90-day plan, which will be coincidentally, it'll be 90 days until Christmas on that day. So it's like perfect timing. Love a good 90-day plan. So good. I'm so glad you guys loved this. And I hope that you got a lot out of the workshop and really started to see maybe where you're wasting time, where you've been unclear, where you've been going wrong, and actually what you should be focused on. You just need a sustainable strategy that's aligned and feels good. You need seamless sales process, and you need simple systems. And when you have that in place, you can travel and sign clients, you can take on people and have capacity for it, and you can actually enjoy the journey. And what you saw from that video of me all of those years ago, I hated marketing and sales, like hated it, because I didn't have a clear way to do it in a sustainable and seamless way. And I just, you know, didn't love it. And now I love it so much that I literally teach it. And I think that's a mindset thing, but it's also having the right approach thing. And then when it works and you get results from it, it's like really, really fun. So yeah. All right. I think actually most of you now have booked a call, which is just incredible. So I'm so excited to speak with all of you. Look how many of you have booked. That's just wild. So I can't wait to go through that after. But I'm going to love and leave you all for now. I've had the best time ever. Enjoy your mornings, your afternoons, your evenings, wherever you are in the world. I really appreciate all of your commitment levels, and I can't wait to speak with all of you soon. Mwah. Have the best time. Bye. No worries. See ya. Bye.